Guys, so typically I break down my review by what worked and what didn't work, but honestly, I'm just gonna kind of wing it today because I absolutely loved the Suicide Squad. Like, I loved what I saw, you guys. This is one of the best comic book performances yet. What's going on, guys? My name is Leo Rydell, and this is Geekly Goods. Guys, if you're new to the channel, be sure to hit that big red subscribe button if you enjoy this type of content. And y'all, let's talk about the Suicide Squad. Starting off with, what is the Suicide Squad about? Supervillains Harley Quinn, Bloodsport, Peacemaker, and a collection of nutty cons at Bellevue Prison join the super secret, super shady Task Force X as they are dropped off at the remote enemy-infused island of Corto Maltese. The movie is directed by James Gunn, yes, our boy who's done Guardians of the Galaxy, and stars Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn, Idris Elba as Bloodsport, John Cena as Peacemaker, Joel Kinnaman as Rick Flag, Michael Rooker as Savant, Viola Davis as Amanda Waller, Nathan Fillion as TDK, Jai Courtney as Captain Boomerang, Pete Davidson as Blackguard, and so many more, you guys. And I just, of course, like I said, this is going to be a little less formulaic, but I did want to start out with what works because a lot of things work. But I just want to talk about the visuals first because there is so much gore, there is so much blood, and oh my god, James Gunn captures this violence incredibly well. It's some of the craziest over-the-top comic book movie violence, gore, and action to be seen in any comic book movie. Look, Deadpool is a great rated R movie. It really is, but it's a lower budget and the gore isn't quite on this level. The gore factor is crazy good here, to the point where, yes, you see a lot of bloody body parts and there's a lot of deaths. A lot of deaths, you guys, but I don't want to spoil or go too deep into it because gotta stay light on the spoilers and I won't be spoiling at all. So, but man, the deaths, crazy, unpredictable. I did not see them coming, to be honest, and I did a predictions here, and again, I won't talk about it, but very cool on James Gunn to actually make the Suicide Squad about characters dying, because remember in that first Suicide Squad, the only one who died was El Diablo, and we know in the Suicide Squad, characters die all the time. So it was just crazy to see this actually come to life on screen. The action was absolutely crazy good, like crazy good. Action that you would love to see in a comic book movie that's over the top. It's shot well, it's amazing. Every single character has this cool nuance that they bring to the team, and it's just so well done. I absolutely loved Idris Elba's Bloodsport. I thought he just had like the coolest swagger on screen, and he had just this really sharp shooting method that he used, and I loved every bit of it. Man, I was a big fan of John Cena's Peacemaker as well. I thought Peacemaker was awesome. I really enjoyed like his back and forth scenes with Bloodsport. They were so good on camera together. Like seriously, it was like a dick measuring contest. These guys were absolutely hilarious in that they butt heads, kind of had a little bit of a rivalry, but still worked together. So well done. And Margot Robbie is Harley Quinn. Oh my god. If she had had a little more screen time, this would be my favorite Harley Quinn adaptation yet. Seriously, James Gunn hits the nail on the head with Harley Quinn, and it's not that Birds of Prey didn't. Kathy Ann did an incredible job, and Birds of Prey is an incredible movie, but this version of Harley Quinn is so close to the comics, and it's so over the top, it's so crazy, and I just love my man King Shark. King Shark is the Groot of this group, and he seriously has some very cute and funny moments in the movie and does such an incredible job. Let's move on to the cinematography and a little bit of the messages behind the movie. Now, the cinematography shot incredibly well, shot on IMAX, and the colors are just amazing. I mean, seriously, some really bright reds and blues and greens and purples. Polka Dot Man and his colors and the way that his abilities looked were absolutely incredible. There's a great scene with Harley, probably about halfway through the movie, that is incredibly shot, and it's an action sequence that is just absolutely incredible. Like, I want more James Gunn Harley Quinn. He did such an awesome job. And just the messages behind the movie, leadership, teamwork, really great movie just to pin villains into the hero role. And I really enjoyed getting to see these villains team up, guys. I thought it was so cool. And this is the Suicide Squad that we should have got from David Ayer. James Gunn, I just gotta say, he did a damn great job adapting the Suicide Squad. Sorry, David Ayer. just doesn't work. The needle drops are great. I enjoyed the music. That's one thing though that I think that there could have been a little bit more of. Flex that WB library, WB. Y'all know you got the catalog of songs. Flex that library a little bit more. Man, so much worked about this movie. The action, the blood, the gore, the kills, the characters, the writing, and the script was really funny too. Great lines, great comedy. Really enjoyed Ratcatcher too, by the way. Did not think I would enjoy her character as much as I did, but let's move on to a couple of things that maybe don't quite work. So what doesn't quite work about the movie, in my opinion, is some of the characters don't receive enough screen time. I don't want to say who, but with a cast full of characters, this many characters especially, there's bound to be a couple of characters that just don't get as much time as others, and I wanted to see more of one specific character, but maybe later on down the road we'll see more of that character. Another thing that I had with the movie is that there were a couple moments in the movie where it kind of just flatlines a little, like where we're on this really comedic, really great streak of either comedy or action or blood or gore, but it just kind of will dive and dip sometimes, or a few times during the movie where I felt like, okay, let's get back to the action, let's get back to the act, which I understand there's gotta be dialogue, there's gotta be exchange, there's gotta be character moments, but at the same time, I just would have loved some of those moments to not dip so far down. But man, guys, I really, really enjoyed the Suicide Squad. I thought it was one of the best superhero movies I've seen in a while, or I guess comic book movies. It's one of the best comic book movies I've seen in a while. Might even make my top 10 of all time. Maybe that should be a video. Anyway, I really loved James Gunn's Suicide Squad. His direction was incredible. I mean, the dynamic with the characters between each other and the way they were on screen together and the way they had arcs throughout the movie was just so well done. Seriously, James Gunn, absolute excellent job. If I had to give a rating to the Suicide Squad, I would go with a 9 out of 10. Again, I had a couple glaring problems with the pacing, maybe a couple more needle drops, and some more screen time for certain characters. But all in all, guys, I had a fun time. I am watching it again this week and next week, and maybe even the week after, you guys, because I loved it so much that I'm going to be seeing this in theaters definitely more than a few times. Guys, let me know your thoughts down in the comments. How excited are you for the Suicide Squad? What did you think about it if you've already seen it? And let me know some of your predictions down in the comments too. Who do you think is gonna survive? Who do you think is gonna die? Trust me, guys, I'm not saying a word, but let me know down in the comments. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. We'll see you next time on Geekly Goods.